Oh, that's interesting. What's one thing you used to write about a lot in the past and you no longer feel the need to? I think like in my earlier albums, like Family Jewels and Electra Heart, I was a lot younger and I felt like I had more to prove. I think I wasn't aware of the connection between validation and audience and self-worth. I think it was totally unconscious. And now I'm not wired that way. Like it's not that I don't care what people think, because I do. I love it when people respond positively to my work, but I'm not doing it so that people can like me. And I think that shift has been major, because if you listen to Family Jewels and Electra Heart, they're very humorous, but they're very cynical and quite egotistical as well. So, which is fine. That's part of being a young person and wrestling with ideas about your identity and your confidence. Great question though, thank you. How do you write a song without instruments? You can do it. I've known a few people to do that. I think if you've got lots of strong melody ideas, you can do that. How does it feel when your demos are leaked online? It's felt awful, to be honest. It's like, I think people think just because it's an MP3 that it's not a big deal. And honestly, I've listened to leaks of people that I loved as well, because you're just curious. So I understand why people listen to them, but the ways in which those demos are stolen from you, fans don't know anything about that. And it's, I know a lot of artists who've been really affected by that, so it's not great, but more, awful things going on in the world. What kind of car do you drive, if you drive at all? I have a Beetle, a convertible Beetle. It's very cute. Opinion on Billie Eilish. She knows I love her. I love her so much. She's cool. How have you learned to block out the hate from critics, media? Hang on, let me just show you my cat right now. Oh, maybe. I feel bad for putting her on blast while she's sleeping. How do you learn to block it out? I think don't go looking for it. That's one great thing. I mean, we're all human. No one's going to be completely unresponsive to that kind of stuff. But also, I think when you are someone who is almost like feeling what is coming in the future, people in the present sometimes don't understand that. And again, that's part of being an artist, is you're absorbing things and talking about things that people might not care about right now, but further down the line they will. And, like with Electra Heart, I was completely ripped apart for that record. And
in like 5 minutes.
And then like years later, people are like, it's genius, it's whatever. Great. Great. But the thing is, at the time, people who were like 45, 50 years old were reviewing it. Of course, you're not going to understand that record at that time. It was something that was about and for, teenagers and, young men and women. How do you block out negativity in your life and career? I mean, it's kind of a similar question to the last one. I think I mean, one thing that's really stuck with me in the last year is just, why would you take advice or like comments from someone who you wouldn't trade places with? That's something that's really stuck with me. I think there's like a lot of, there's still the way that people respond, because we all have a platform now, is in a way that's like not very thoughtful. So I don't really take things personally anymore. I'm just like, that person's probably in a sad time in their life and they're trying to be negative. So most things aren't personal. Most things are just projections from that person's life experience. And that even goes for, just if you're in school right now, or, if like someone isn't being very nice to you, it's usually not about you. I gotta go soon. I've got to have a delicious glass of wine. Someone said, do you ever get stuck in creativity? Thank God. I've never had writer's block. But I think that's because if I'm not feeling like writing, I just don't do it. How to keep healthy during quarantine. Oh, and someone said, what are your favourite snacks in quarantine? I will show you my favourite snacks right now. My favourite snacks. I love giant straws. Sorry, it's boring when I'm just looking at questions, isn't it? Marina, you should give yourself bangs. No, I bloody shouldn't. They looked awful last time. It took me like a year and a half to grow them out. Don't leave. I have to in a minute. If you could redo an over. Are you on drugs? No. I haven't really ever tried drugs except for natural stuff. Give us a house tour. There we go. You should do more of these. I will. What's your favourite coffee? Would you go back on Twitter? You know what? An important message. I don't look at Twitter mentions, and I haven't in almost a year. So please don't write to me on there. Save your sweet, sweet, precious time. I never look at stuff on there. Are you happy with life currently? Can't complain at all. Obviously, we're all in a strange time, but it's very important to keep our thoughts as positive as we can. Because it will make you healthier. Yeah, I do read Instagram comments. All right, guys, I'm going to do one more question. Come on. What gives you hope? That's a really nice one to end on. Well, right now, what gives me hope is that I think things are really going to change after this is over, just in terms of how our society looks and feels. And I think it's probably going to be really difficult for a long time. But I think, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I felt the last 5 years that things have started to become extremely concerning and upsetting, the way that how we've seen, what's the true nature of humanity right now with politics. A lot of racism and a lot of misogyny has been revealed. And I think this is all part of being able to change. You can't change the world if you don't know what's wrong with it. And so movements like Me Too, etc., have really helped in this. And though this virus isn't really connected to that, it is connected to us behaving in a way that's destructive and uncaring. It's not a way to live compassionately. So in terms of hope, I really hope that in the years to come, we are going to see a change in the way that we all connect to each other, and that we see that we have much more in common than we are different. I think that's what I think. I wish you all well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Maybe I'll do another live on my own channel soon, but love you guys so much, and see you soon. Don't know when, but take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
River. I think it's